Welcome to another Certain Sound. What a great day to serve God. And I have to admit to you, friends, that I want to know Him more. And I realize the more I get to know Him, the less I know Him. And I've also come to realize that being saved is one thing, following on to know the Lord is another. And I want to challenge you today, just like I'm challenging myself right now. Jerry, follow on to know the Lord. Don't just be content with being saved. Matthew chapter 11 is really what it's telling us. Matthew 11, these are Jesus' words. So if you have a Bible, join us, all right? Matthew 11, verse 28. You know these words very well. I'm sure you do. Jesus said, "Come unto me, all ye that labor and are heavy laden." Look at this. "And I will give you rest." You have to come. He gives the rest. That's the peace. He gives you rest. In other words, that's getting saved. When you got saved, He gave you rest. It was a gift. You were not at rest in your soul, but He gave it to you. The Bible tells us, by grace are you saved through faith, not of yourselves. It is the gift of God, not of works, lest any man should boast. You came to Jesus, weary, worn, and sad. I like that old song. He took my sins away. But notice, after you're saved, after you have been given rest, there is a found rest. Notice, verse 29, "Take my yoke upon you and learn of me." Now, this "take your yoke" or His yoke upon you is something you voluntarily do. You don't have to go further in God. If you want to sit, and you just want to stay there, and you want to atrophy and become paralyzed spiritually, friend, you can just sit there. In other words, He'll never intrude into your life. Some people get saved and they go no further. I'm just admonishing you today. Take His yoke upon you and learn from Him. A yoke was when the animals got into a yoke together. They usually put a strong one, a learned one, an old, reliable one with a young one. And they would learn from that one that has the experience, you see. And so He says, get into the yoke with me and learn from me, okay? We'll do this together, all right? And the young one works together with the experienced one. That's what Jesus wants from me. And He says, that's something you willingly. It's a take my yoke. It's kind of a command, but it's a voluntary command. In other words, you don't have to do it. But if you will, He says, you'll learn of me. And look at what He says, and you will find rest. So you are given rest, then you find it. When you yoke up with Jesus and learn from Him, you will experience another kind of a rest, a peace. What kind of a peace? A peace that's when you're in the yoke with Jesus, you're resting in that yoke with Him. You're learning with Him. And guess what that peace will bring? A new power that you have never experienced before. Some people say, "Pastor, I don't want peace. I want power." Friends, you cannot have power until you have peace or rest in that yoke with Jesus. I'm not talking about being saved. You already are. I'm talking about the rest that results in power. Because when the two pull together, there's more power. And when you're in sync with each other, there's greater power. Are you out of sync with Jesus? Are you in the yoke? Get in it. Get in sync and experience power.
Thank you for watching A Certain Sound Daily Video Devotional. Be sure to sign up for the iTunes podcast or daily email of A Certain Sound when you visit us online at www.acertainsound.com. A Certain Sound is a ministry of Word of Truth Christian Center in Bowling Green, Ohio. On behalf of Word of Truth Christian Center, I'm Sonetta. God bless, and we'll see you tomorrow.